everybody, the Great Dino Ranger here again, back with another review. Hopefully you guys can be able to hear me alright. It's kind of windy where I'm filming right now, so hopefully you guys can hear me just fine. I apologize if you don't. I'm sure you can find, I've said this many times, I'm sure you guys can find many better reviews of these figures all over YouTube. So today, for today's review, we're going to take a look at another Easter gift that I got from my grandparents. And this is the CollectA Ceratosuchops, the 2022 Ceratosuchops. So this is the first ever model, I think, representation of this dinosaur, because this is a fairly recent discovery. This one, along with another Spinosaur, very similar. I forgot the name of it, and I just had it before starting this review, and I totally forgot it. But they were both discovered in the same area. They lived in the same place, the same time. I believe it was England. I might be wrong on that. I don't know. It might be England, but they both lived. These two individuals that were recently, somewhat recently discovered and described were found during the Cretaceous period of England. And they're very similar to Baryonyx, which might have lived in the same area as well. Same with Iguanodon, so a really cool environment over there with quite a few Spinosaurs, especially the Baryonyx-like ones. I think that one has an actual term, but I forgot it. But here we have the new, somewhat new CollectA Ceratosuchops, and this one's really cool. I'm really happy to have a model representation of a Ceratosuchops because we already have a Mattel Jurassic World version, so it's kind of cool to have two different versions. And this figure is really well done. Definitely one of the coolest looking Spinosaur models I have in my collection, just because the overall proportions, it pretty much matches what we all think of these type of Spinosaurs today. I think CollectA captured the look and the design perfect, in my opinion. Even though majority of this dinosaur is mostly either this one or the other one had a lot of skull pieces found, at least very few, and then maybe some of the spine or the tail. I don't know. I haven't read that discovery, anything about that in a while, so this is kind of just what I can think of from the top of my head. But let's take a closer look at it. Here at the head, really nice looking head sculpt. I think this one kind of captures the look of these baryonyx-like dinosaurs, in my opinion. Just a really nicely sculpted skull. Really cool. I love the little crest pieces up here above the eye, and you got that one in the middle. That's kind of a classic trademark right there. Here at the lower jaw, the teeth are nicely sculpted as well, looking very nicely done. Same with the inside of the mouth. You got the nice little, I think a nice little thin, I don't even think you got a tongue sculpted, but this is a really tiny sculpted mouth, so I guess that's okay. You got the little gum flaps right there, some more, well, not some texture on the top, but also, same with the Nothosaurus I reviewed previously. This one is also a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. I thought this was going to be one of those smaller figures, because CollectA loves to do smaller figures, but no, this is actually a pretty good, fair size in my opinion. The scales on the head look really nicely done, very fine, so CollectA likes to get a lot of cool details into these. You got the nice sculpt in the eye, and I like how it's just a black eye. There isn't a whole lot in it. I think it kind of has that naturalistic vibe to it. Here at the neck, really nicely done. I like the folds in the skin right there. And you got that large throat pouch right here, looking really nice. Some more folds in the skin right there. And here at the body, the scales on the body are phenomenal. Look at that. Very nicely sculpted all over the figure. And that pretty much continues all the way down to the tip of the tail. So CollectA did a fantastic job with the sculpt and the detail on this one. Moving on to the arms, got some more skin wrinkles and creases and folds, whatever you want to call them, all over the arm right here. Very big arms. I really love that when it comes to these type of Spinosaurs. And you got the famous Baryonyx-like hands right here with the big claw at the front and the smaller ones on the side. They look really nicely done. I love how this claw just seems a lot bigger than some people would usually interpret it in terms of a toy, because a lot of these structures, like the crests and the claws, would have been slightly longer in real life because of a keratin covering on top of them. You can kind of see that with modern birds today with their crests and the horns of a rhino and sometimes the toe claws of some birds as well. So the hands look really nicely done, very accurate, I would say. And then moving on to this part, you got some more folds in the skin right here, looking really nice. You can see Ceratosuchops 2022. Take a look on the other side. I like the little creases in the skin right there, looking nice. And the overall, like I said, the scale detail is super cool on this one. And you also got a cool row of little spines along the edge of the back. That kind of starts from right where the neck attaches to the body. So it doesn't go to the top of the head, but it kind of grows and it becomes larger and just kind of stays consistent before it gets smaller towards the tip of the tail. So that's a really cool design choice right there. And here at the back, you got some more folds in the skin right here, kind of stretching as the leg is almost moving forward a little bit. Really nicely done. Some more lined work right here, kind of showing maybe the muscle anatomy. And then the legs are really nicely done too. You got some slight muscle definition around the legs themselves, which are looking really nice. The feet are looking great as well, nicely detailed with the scales and the claws. You can see the ankles right there. So yeah, just another nicely sculpted figure from CollectA. On this foot and this leg as well, looking very nice. It's kind of very wide around the hip region, but I think that's pretty accurate in my opinion. So that looks really cool in my opinion. I know I keep saying that. Yeah, here at the bottoms of the feet, not a whole lot going on, just some slight texturing going on there. And one of the things I really like about this figure is how wide this part of the tail is. Like, it's super thin up top when you're looking at just the overall, I guess the height. It's very tall, it's very wide. Sometimes you get the tails looking very skinny as it connects to where the legs are, but this one just shows how much meat and muscle are just on these animals and how it could have been in real life. So it's gonna have like these really massively thick tails in terms of height. So I don't know why I'm so into that. It's just it's very believable in my opinion. It looks like what you would see on real animals in my opinion. So yeah, I really do like that a lot. Here on the underside, you got some more of that nicely scaled detail going all the way to the tip of the tail. So very nicely done, very nicely done. The pose is very basic. It's just in a standing neutral pose, but most of these are going to be for display on shelves. They're even going to be, you know, in certain environments for maybe some toy photography, but it's really good. I really like the pose. It's nothing too special, but it's nothing necessarily too boring either. So I really do like it. The colors are very good on this one as well. I love the light gray that it has for like the entirety of the top portion of the figure. And then it's like a light gray transition into like this white for the underbelly. So a really nice choice of colors. You even got a little bit like that white or that lightish gray around the eye region of the face, so it kind of highlights the face a little bit. The crests are just like a bright orange, which is really cool. It pretty much stands out compared to the rest of the figure. It makes it pop. You even got a red pinkish color for the throat pouch, this little area of the throat, which I think, you know, just it works really well with the white and the gray in my opinion. So I think all the colors complement each other very nicely in my opinion. There's even, I guess, within the gray on the top, there's even like a hint of maybe like a brown here on the neck and a little bit here above the hips. That's what it looks like. So that's cool. You got a whole lot of colors going on here. Looks really nice. And you got a little bit more like that dark color here at the top of the snout and kind of sprinkling around the lower jaw area. You even got some black right there. I'm not sure if that's a mishap in the paint, but it looks good. It looks natural. Sometimes you're not gonna get animals with perfect amount of designs on it. The teeth are nicely done, like this yellowish beige color, which makes it pop and stand out. The inside of the mouth is like a pink color. It's much different than the red here, so it's not gonna seem too confusing. The claws are made of like this brownish beige color. The claws on the hands, as well as the feet and the dew claw. This thing is just nicely painted. And then you got a nice array of black designs all over the figure. Got like these nice stripes at the top of the figure and some spots. And I think it just all works so well together. The colors that CollectA put onto this figure, it looks really well, and I think it's gonna look really good when it comes to taking pictures of this guy around some streams. Kind of give it like that naturalistic look of what this guy might have been doing during the Cretaceous. Oh, and he also got some of that darker brown, maybe darker brown, blackish color for the hands and fingers, as well as the feet, and it kind of just fades into the ankles, you know, fades into the arms. So he got some nice touches with the colors all throughout the entire figure, and it just looks really well done. Yeah, really like this one a lot. And surprisingly, this one has articulation. I'm not used to articulation on these models, so sometimes it catches me by surprise, even though I own a lot that have articulated jaws. So because I'm always used to Mattel, so it always catches me by surprise. So we got an articulated jaw for the Ceratosuchops, looking very nice. You can pose it however you want, very fluid. Even the gum flaps are unfortunately not painted. I'm not sure if that's how CollectA wanted it to be, or it was supposed to be painted. I don't know, but you can just pose it closed, and it doesn't even bother me when the mouth is open either. So for comparisons, we have a couple of comparisons here. We're going to compare it with another fellow Spinosaur, I believe part of the same region and same time period. I might have to look into this, so if I'm incorrect, please let me know. We're going to compare it with the Safari Baryonyx, the 2021 version. And they're roughly the same size, actually. I think, yeah, roughly the same size. I think the Ceratosuchops is just a tad bit longer in terms of the tail. Yeah, just a tad bit longer. But they look really nice together, and if these really did live together at the same time, it'd be really cool to get some cool pictures with these two together, maybe fighting over a fishing spot or fighting over a dead iguanodon. That'd be really cool. And obviously, I know these are two different companies, but they do look really nicely done together. And as you can see, like I was saying about the tail here just has like that classic, just the thin tail. Just seeing it, how much adding some meat to the back end right here, just kind of, I don't know, it just makes it a little bit more believable and naturalistic. You can kind of see that there. But overall, these two look really nice together. Now, last comparison, we're going to compare the CollectA Ceratosuchops with Mattel's Ceratosuchops from their Chaos Theory line for this year, actually. I got it for Christmas last year, but it's pretty much a 2025 figure. And as you can see, they are definitely very different. Obviously, one's more Jurassic oriented and the other one's more scientifically accurate. But it's really cool to have a Jurassic Park version and an accurate version of a Ceratosuchops. And that's really cool. The Ceratosuchops here has almost like the same kind of like crest, double crest on top of its head. It's like, you see here, it's like above the eyes. This one, Mattel gave it like the small little sail, which I don't think it might have been accurate unless they're trying to replicate something like this. But overall, it's really cool just comparing these two different companies' take on one dinosaur. So everyone, that's all I have for this review of the CollectA Ceratosuchops. I really recommend this one. It's a really beautifully sculpted, painted figure from CollectA, and yeah, I think everyone should have this figure, at least for those who collect models and are into scientific dinosaurs like I am, in addition to Jurassic Park dinosaurs. So yeah, really nicely done figure. I would like to see Safari do a Ceratosuchops as well, because I would definitely pick that one up. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say for this video. I have one other thing to do, and one other thing to review in terms of Easter things that I got. So I don't know when that one's going to be. I'll have to wait till I can film that. I want to get these two reviews done so I can finish up some more homework before I can work on the others. So stay tuned for that other Easter review coming up, and enjoy these more recent ones. Also take a look at the other videos I've done all over YouTube. And yeah, so stay tuned for that video, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys again for the next video.